welcome back. Starting 2023, we were really enjoying such a wonderful tourism development. We received millions of guests coming from all over the world to enjoy their time here in Egypt. And there are many signs that, inshallah, this is going to continue. We are here going to focus on festival tourism and what took place recently in many occasions and in many places all over Egypt. To shed more light on festival tourism, we are very much delighted to have with us Mr. Salah Hedayet, our tourism expert and tour guide. Thank you very much for being with us, sir.
Nice to meet you, sir.
And let's start with the new Alamein city. In the North Coast, we really enjoyed for weeks, not even days, our new Alamein City Festival, which attracted people from all over the Arab world in specific and Egyptians too. Tell me about it as a new era, or by this festival we invaded a new market, if I may say so, with festival tourism in the North Coast.
Okay, first of all, New Alamein City, it's our newest new city in Egypt on the new North Coast coastal of Egypt. This city belongs to one of the fourth generation cities and with a 40 billion Egyptian pound investments. Egypt now, or the Ministry of Tourism now going for a new way for the tourism in Egypt, not just for historical tourism or coastal tourism, but no, for new festival tourism. And we gain a lot more we thought before. We received more than 1 million tourists in just for 4 weeks, especially from Arab countries and especially more from Italy and Germany. Now we know more about the supplies and demands of the people all over the world after the COVID-19 pandemic. Everyone after the pandemic and they be occupied inside them houses, you need to hang out. Especially also after the war between Ukraine and Russia, Egypt must find a new way for new markets for tourism, especially for Ukraine and Russia. Both countries, they had more than 30% of the tourists in Egypt come from these both countries. So the new market now of Egypt to go for to find more supplies for new markets, like festivals, like ceremonies, like conference tourism. So now we are target and know what the Arab countries need in summer. So now we have New Alamein, also especially after we start to gain and invest for more markets for
Sir, if you permit me, I'd like to focus here on the seasons we have, because as far as I know that our season starts in the winter. So when we focus on festival tourism in the summer, meaning that we are going to be occupied all over the year.
Exactly.
And this is going to be a win-win situation for all. We are receiving more guests and meaning more hard currency, and the others are enjoying their time because, as you've kindly mentioned, since the whole world is suffering from global crises, they can find their happiness here in Egypt.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Okay. Now in Egypt we are so popular country for our high peak or the peak of the season be just in winter, between October until almost April. But now for the new vision of the Ministry of Tourism and sure by the orders from the President Sisi, he need to be Egypt to be full country all over the year. So as a tour guide, especially this season, summer season, it's the most season we had work all over Egypt. By the way, tomorrow I had my group coming from Al Alamein city. They're coming to visit Pyramids and Egyptian Museum in Cairo, just for 1 day tour. Egypt now, Egypt be concerned more for the shelter or airfields. So it make people pay less money and they enjoy for Egypt. They don't need to pay a lot of budget to come into Egypt. And also now we have a new cooperation between tourism, coastal tourism and historical tourism. Like for example, before 2 years we opened the new 2 museums in Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh. So the visitors who came into Egypt to enjoy our coastal in Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada, now we had a new museums. If you want to have a short tour to know more about the history of Egypt. Also in Al Alamein, we opened the new Alamein Museum. Also we have a new opera house. We have a central library. We have a Roman theater. So Egypt now have more supplies for all demands of our tourists.
Sir, since you mentioned the new museums, and since you mentioned the new museums scattered all over Egypt, it's not only in in Greater Cairo or in Alexandria. As far as I know, also that we celebrated the anniversary of inaugurating Sohag Museum just a few weeks ago. And we do have a very ambitious plan, let me put it this way, to inaugurate and to renovate museums all over Egypt. Is this saying that the tourism map already changed?
Exactly. So now we have in every single government in Egypt, we have a new museum there. Like you mentioned, Sohag Museum, and reopen again Tanta Museum, reopen again Malawi Museum, and also now we put a plan to open finally the Aton or Amarna Museum in
Tell
in
Amarna?
Minya. Yes, in Minya,
In Tuna al Jabal?
in Tuna al-Jabal.
Oh, I
So
want to go.
Dr. Ali Omar recently go for put the last edition
Touched.
for the museum, and we hope it be open next year after the Grand Egyptian Museum in Cairo or in Giza for sure. Also now we renovation and reopen the Greco-Roman Museum in Alexandria after more than 25 years had been closed.
This is going to take me to the gym, to the Grand Egyptian Museum, and how it's going to be also an icon, or as I'm always saying about it, it's going to be Egypt's gift to humanity at large. How do you see the inauguration of the gym as a leap or a turning point in our museums tourism or cultural tourism?
Okay, about the Grand Museum, we can mention this museum as the greatest cultural project all over the 21st century, not just in Egypt, but all over the world. Now all the world they are waiting for Egypt announcing that the inauguration, the Grand Egyptian Museum, and we almost finished, but just they are waiting until they finish the whole project and also applies around the museum, like to build a new bridge connected between the museum and the pyramids of Giza, the road around and the area around to be more looking more qualifying for the museum, and about the importance of this project. The Egyptian Museum, we just mentioned that it's been enough to mention that we finally, for first time after year 1922, the old artifacts of Tutankhamun will be gathering in the same chamber. And it's been enough for all the world to come and see the old collection in one chamber after more than 100 years.
And it's going to be equipped with audio and video latest technologies. And regarding what Mr. Salah is saying, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli is all the time having tours there, and the line 4 of the metro is about to be completed with 39 stations. Only 2 of them are on the surface and 37 are underground to be able to receive more than 2 million commuters from the 6th of October city to the new Cairo area. So when it comes to our infrastructure, the cabinet, or the state to be accurate, is very keen to complete it in the best way ever. Sir, returning back to our tourism sector and returning back to our efforts exerted to invade new markets, as I'm always saying so. Now, of course, all Europe knew about our Egyptian civilization, but to invade the Chinese market, for example, the Indian market, for example, meaning that we can receive more millions of tourists from those 2 specific areas. If you want to elaborate on that too.
Okay, now we know more about the European countries and America for sure, like Latin America or North America. But now the new market in Egypt, they are achieving new number of tourists. China, South Korea, especially from Japan, because they are falling admirer of Egyptian civilization. And now we have a new market also reopened, the southeast of Asia, like Vietnam, Thailand, and also Malaysia. They are coming for a huge numbers, and Singapore for sure, huge number for Egypt, for new field of the tourism, not just for historical tourism, but also for religion tourism.
Yeah.
After Egypt put the flight of the Holy Family in Egypt as one of the heritage of UNESCO list, now we start to gain more tourists coming for pilgrim in Egypt. To start the tour after they visit Jordan and they visit Palestine, now they enter Egypt to have the whole way until they visit all the Holy Family flight in Egypt. Also the whole way for the Exodus of Moses, especially in Saint Catherine Mountain. And
The Great Transfiguration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a new way to gain more tourism, not just for historical. Now we have coastal, now we have conference, now we have festival, and now we have religious tourism as well. Especially from India, after the Egypt be a member of the BRICS and now be for one of the 20th conference and new relations between India and Egypt, we are supposed to receive not less than 2 million tourists per year from India. Also from China, not less than 10 million. So we can gain that this year, especially 2023, Egypt reaches for the highest rank or highest number of tourists we have all over our history.
Then your expectations about our winter season, what?
I want to say that fall of Egypt, it's a full booked now.
Thank
so
God.
It's very hard to find a room in a cruise, very hard to find a room in hotel in Egypt, in Sharm el-Sheikh, in Gargada, also in Luxor and Aswan. So Egypt is totally booked now by maybe more than 99% of Egypt full booked. Also, we reach until the numbers we had from the revisions, Egypt will reach for more than 18 million tourists per year. And the plan to just reach 15, now we're reaching 18, and maybe after 2 years we reach for more than 25 million tourists per year. Egypt should deserve that.
We all hope that this is going to continue on the right path, and to have more hotel rooms to be able to absorb all these millions, inshallah, who are going to flood to Egypt, because this is, I think, is going to be the main obstacles, but we are on the way to solve it. Sir, there are I would say relatively new terms when it comes to tourism, wedding tourism, for example. We now hear that many couples are coming to Egypt to celebrate their big day, for example. They are tying the knot here. Others would say that if you want to have such a healthy way of life, go to Siwa or to Dahab, dig in our sand, and then you are going to turn back with a very healthy style of life. So health tourism, wedding tourism, in addition to, of course, meditation tourism, you name it. How do you see those terms, and how we as Egypt, whether the agencies or the private sector or the public sector, are receiving the idea and boosting this idea, attracting more and more visitors?
Okay, as I mentioned, Egypt now attracting for all patterns of tourism. So now we have a new way to Siwa to make the length be more short, because it take about 8 hours. So now we put a plan to be just 5 hours. Egypt, after the open of the Al Alamein International Airport, makes the more facilities and the traffic be more easier to reach Siwa. Also for Dahab, now it will be more easier after you drop in Sharm el-Sheikh, now you go for Dahab. So in Egypt now, for the meditation tourism, is so important, and to be the global pattern of tourism. They are going everywhere for this type of tourism. Now we can gain to visit Egypt in Siwa, in Dahab, in Fayoum, Oasis, White and the Black Desert. Now we're going for Nuweiba. Now we're going also for Giza, as the Sahara, part of Sahara in Giza. So now Egypt covers all patterns that make people, or the number of tourists being increased and increase after very, very few years.
And you know, when I knew that the Minister of Antiquities, for example, Ministry of Antiquities and Tourism, of course, is inviting delegations or diplomatic missions here to attend themselves the announcement of a new discovery in Al Matariya, for example, in Al Minya, in Saqqara, you name it. Every one of those foreigners returned back to her or his country as an ambassador to Egypt, talking more about what he or she has witnessed himself or herself, and they do have such a wonderful propaganda, and for us it's for free. How do you see this too?
Okay, the plan is not just to use our heritage, but our history, now also to use our soft power.
Yeah.
For example, now if I am inviting one of the diplomatic or the ambassadors for one of the countries, for example like Germany, once he moved from his embassy to the location, he have his own social media and his own media coming with him. So now we have a breaking news, the ministry or the ambassador of Germany visiting the new excavation in Saqqara.
Yeah.
So make people in Germany want to visit Egypt. That to gain more attention, even for who visited Egypt before, to come revisit Egypt again, because he knows very well he will find something new to visit. Also for our soft power, to make the qualified propaganda of Egypt about our soft power, like football players like Salah, when he is going for before 2 weeks to visit the British Museum and take a photo with the statue of King Ramses II. It's for free, propaganda for free.
Yeah.
When he spent his vacation in Hurghada last summer, now the people asked to come Gorgona, for Marsa Alam, to also for Hurghada. It's also propaganda for free. Like all actors and actresses and singers already now make new visits for the Gulf countries and now make the game more attention for them parties or them concerts, like what we gain in Alamein now. For Alamein Festival, every night we have a new party or a new concert in Alamein Festival. Now we reach for more than visitors, million visitors from just from Gulf countries. You need to attend our concerts, especially for megastar Tamer Hosni, Ahmed Saad, Omar Khayrat.
Omar Khayrat,
Now
yeah.
not just we can't say just singers or music producers.
Our soft power. This is our
now
soft
they are
power.
being,
Yes.
and we can say they are brand. So once they announcing we have a festival or we have a concert, now them all fans coming follow them.
Yeah.
And now for me, I hope very well to now go for the new kind of tourism, it's a sports tourism or
Sure.
sports events. Now when you make search for how many tourists come to Istanbul for last Champions League of Europe between Manchester City and Inter Milan, is again more than 70,000.
Believe it or
Fans
no, we are on
in
the
one
right
day.
track to do so. We are
Exactly.
organizing the World Cups for modern pentathlon and for squash with all our great teams
So,
in
yeah, and also
squash.
for a new paddle
Yeah.
for tennis.
Amen
Yes,
to
for
that.
tennis.
Well, inshallah, we are on the right track.
Inshallah.
Sir, thank you very much for your input. Have a very good day.
Thank you.
We
Thank
were
you.
very much delighted to have with us Mr. Salah Hedayet, our tourism expert and tour guide. Right after this, we are going to be back with more. Stay tuned.